up new diesels. Yeah, landed in living. Yeah, we been forgiving.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Life Lessons and Blessings with your host with the most, Kite. Introduce yourself, brother. How you doing today?
You not real, bro. Hey, what's good?
I'm real as it get, baby. Y'all know the vibes. You Westside and Cozy, they agree. They agree. Why would you do that? Because y'all know who I am. It's 2G1A. What 2G1A stand for? God, gaming, and anime.
Hey,
and that's what we here to promote. That's what we here to promote. First episode of the podcast is the two sides of Black YouTube. And y'all probably don't know much about Black YouTube, but you gonna learn. Cause Kite, he done wrote the questions up. Everybody informed. We didn't watch the video. We finna cook. Welcome to the show.
He's spitting. Hey, welcome to the show. Hey, shout out to everybody that's in the audience. And like I said, if you guys have an opinion or something about the subject we talking, I have no problem with you coming up. But keep in mind, we got to keep it to a time limit because we don't want to upload no 2-hour video. Keep it to a time limit and stay on subject to what it is. And do not curse. No cursing. No curse words. None. All right. So, subject of the night. You got me, my boy. I'm Kite. 2G1A Kites, the founder of 2G1A, God, Gaming, and Anime. I got my right-hand man, Westside over here in the top, my top left. Shout out to Westside and Cozy. Then we got my boy, my left-hand man, Tonbi, LaFleuridist, aka 2G1A Tonbi. And then we got the team tech leader, the guy who kind of gets us all this stuff we need to do everything, aka May, aka Lainos, aka Dev. What other?
Hey, bro, alright, bro. Alright, bro.
AKA
He gonna name drop me.
AKA.
You gotta give every name. This
nigga name drop.
Hey, but we also got a lot of people. Some of the people in the audience is also 2G1A. Like Dora the God, he's kind of sick. He not talking. Westside and Cozy is actually my wife. She named like that for a reason. And we have another member, Ty Yeager and Luna, but they're not here right now. Ty, he gonna be on the next episode. Y'all gonna enjoy Ty. But to get to the subject at hand, right? Black YouTube. We all are aware that there are two sides to Black YouTube. Am I correct? Y'all feel like there's two sides to it?
There's definitely two sides.
Right.
Yep.
Now, in your own words, I'm gonna go one by one with y'all. What do you feel like Black YouTube is? So one person can go right now. It don't matter who. Whoever feel like they got a gist of what do you define as the good side of Black YouTube and what is the bad side of Black YouTube? Go ahead. Go.
I want to take up the mantle first. I can start it off if you want me to.
Go ahead, cook.
Go ahead. Let me be honest, man. It's just garbage. It's just garbage all around. Like, let's be honest. We all mess with RDC. We all mess with Berleezy. We all mess with Caleb City. You know, I didn't watch Corey Kenshin that much, even though I know like that he's good, and obviously he's from Michigan, so I should have been watching him, supporting him. It was just, you know, Kite already seen it. I was watching Van Oss when I was growing up. C Nanners. I was watching basically all the white YouTubers. Realistically, is who I was watching, and I kind of never really wanted to break out from that because, you know, I was comfortable but with the content I was consuming. But now it's like Black YouTube, you know, it's good for the actual creatives in that space, but you know, it's garbage. Like, as the video states, which if you don't know, the video is just somebody talking about the two sides of Black YouTube. You got the people who actually create good stuff and who are actually like creating new and interesting things, and then you got the people who do all the horny stuff, all the freaky stuff, the 20v1s, which if you're not familiar with that, is 20 women versus one dude, probably a rapper, probably another content creator with clout, or, you know, whatever. They got the smasher passes, they got the what's the name, the the blind dates and stuff like that. Like it's just a whole bunch of garbage, and they all do it. That's all they do because that's really all they good for. I mean, and even the caliber of people that be on these episodes too, it literally be the worst. The trash of trash, like, you know, people that you wouldn't really associate with, you know, for everybody that I know in this group. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's garbage. It's probably gonna continue to be garbage because, as we know, it's mostly like young teenagers that's watching this content, and they'll eat anything up because they're the ones with the low attention span, and they'll just like kind of deal whatever. Yeah, it's all garbage.
That's a fact.
That's some people saying in the chat.
So go ahead, man. You next, and since you're in the middle, man, go ahead. What do you feel?
All right.
About
So
Black
for
YouTubers?
me, like he said, he watched the white YouTubers. I mean, I did too, but I got a little bit more of the like, good Black YouTubers, like from back then before it became all of that. You got people like, Corey Kenshin, you got Lean Squad, Lean Squad is like Leonard, Beanard, Niles, all of them. You got them, you got RDC, you got AMP, you got Berleezy, you got what's his name? Lenar Young. I used to watch all of them back then before all of the 20v1s and all of that came out. I consider those like the OG like of Black YouTube, like the good people of Black YouTube, because they used to make real content. You had Corey used to do skits, Berleezy used to do skits, funny shit, like back when it was cool. Right. And now you got people making 20v1s, everybody they fighting over content, people getting exposed for being fake friends and all this. Like, y'all doing all of this for content. Like, at the end of the day, the content is supposed to be cool. It's supposed to be something everyone wants to do. Your group want to do the content. You should be doing the content that the group wants to do. Y'all shouldn't be making content, going behind people back, stealing videos, stealing footage. Like, that makes no sense to me.
That's a fact.
In my, like, you KSI and his brother, they used to do skits and gaming videos before the boxing stuff took off. I don't like what they do now with the boxing stuff because I feel like it's just like a cash grab and like drama. But that's just my take on it. I feel like Black YouTube should go back to how it used to be with all those people, or someone needs to just come around and do something different, because it feels like all the Black YouTubers now, they do the same thing and it's just not entertaining anymore.
That's a fact.
That's just my take on it.
That's a fact. Some biscuits. How you feel? What you feeling, bro? How you feeling? What is Black YouTube to you?
So, in my perspective, on one side, Black YouTube, you got just regular content creators that actually want to do things differently. No video is literally the same as the one that they previously made. And then you have the other one, which is kind of like a broken record, or what I like to call them the fivers.
Okay.
So what I mean by fivers is that if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Thanks.
They see everybody else's content. It's like, oh, I can do that. Have the same outline, have the same content that you just push out and keep pushing out, formula. And then you just keep pushing that out with different people and the different girls, different casts. And it is what it is, you mean? You can get it how you want it. At the end of the day, it's really a cash grab. Money is money. Obviously, you're gonna get it. If that's the best way you can get it, then that's cool. Sometimes you gotta work smarter. You gotta work smarter instead of working harder. So, you want to copy it. You want to make some money. Now, what I don't agree with is, all that extra stuff that they do, like outside of that. Like if they're taking something, you can't just hop in there and then act like, oh, that's how you got it. Like, that's not the original.
So the lack of credit.
You're not the original person that made it. Yeah, like a lack of credit. Like if somebody's doing this thing, you can't just be hopping in there and be like, oh, I should be the only one to do this. You can't have that. I'm stealing your stuff. Instead, like stuff like that, they can just like band together and like, you know, keep that content rolling. But even then, it just gets played out. It's a broken record. Do I like that side? I think that side is trash. The fact that they even bring like little kids in the mix and stuff like that's just weird to me. I wish it would stop, but you know, in this day and age, everybody is fried because most of them are porn addicts.
That's a fact. No, that you know, it's crazy. It's crazy he said that because before we started this episode, I had everybody watch a video, and I'll link it, and I'll probably have it showing at the bottom. But we all watched it about the two sides of Black content creation, and one point that they did make out is we as a people, our content, the outside of the good content like the Berleezes, and like somebody just put in the chat right now, FD Sinifer, I can't mess his name up, I'm sorry, but I have seen his content, he's good too. Outside of those people who are making genuine content, the easiest thing that people do with Black people content is we are the most over-sexualized type of content outside of everything. He made a solid point in the video that I have the group watch of we can't just do regular things. Everything has to be gone sexual, gone freaky, gone inappropriate. It doesn't matter, because that is what sells us the most for some reason. Like, we can't just do a prank channel. It has to be a prank channel gone sexual. We can't do a fun party game like we sit out there and do like dare challenges or something like that, or like a basketball competition. It's got to be basketball and romance, or basketball gone sexual, or everything we do around our people for some reason has to glorify intimacy to that level. And it's just, it's starting to feel like we're just objects of that instead of just being creatives with our design. So West, I'm gonna take it back to you. How do you feel like a lot of Black people content is sexualized, or do you feel like everybody doing it, so we kind of just fitting in with what everybody's doing?
I think what EXO just said right there was pretty good. He said because people's perception of Black people in general has always been primal, either fear or sexual, and sex does indeed sell. And it's the thing with it is, you got to think about it like this. Like, the way I feel about that content is how I feel about it, but I understand why it's never going to go anywhere, because you got to think about it. The people who are digesting this content, I hate to say it, but they're also bottom of the barrel. It's bottom of the barrel content for bottom of the barrel people. They like minimalistic stuff. They like trash. It's the same people who watch reality TV. It's trash, but people like it. I guess I had to use the same saying that I said when I talked about the anime. It's good trash, I guess. Like, that's how people feel about it. It's good garbage. They consume it at all the time. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I wasn't watching Jersey Shore. I was watching every episode of Jersey Shore every weekend. You know, I was a big fan. You know, Paulie, that's my guy. You know, like those Snooki, I was a big Snooki fan. I ain't gonna sit here and cap. Like, I was watching that and I was enjoying it. So, and yeah, just like Alex said, the Zeus network got all the trash on it.
Right.
And, the biggest population of that is Black people. And the problem is all of these young kids, this like the middle school to high school generation who already too internet savvy, too well versed in like the ways of the world. That's the type of content they're consuming, and that's why like the 20v1s and stuff with rappers is not gonna go nowhere, because look at the 21v1s with No Love Mar. Most of those rappers, if you ask most of those rappers who is RDC World, the only reason they'll probably know even a lick of who RDC is because, you know, every time it's basketball season, House of Highlights be posting them RDC videos all the time. That's the only place they will see them. They're not gonna actively go out and seek that, you know. And then it's like, all right, let me see what, you know, RDC got to offer outside of the sports stuff. They're not gonna make it far because they're not really looking for that. You know, they just gonna look at the funny sports memes. You know, so it's like it's the content is it's minimalistic effort, it's minimalistic production. They want to capitalize off of putting in no work. It's fast money at the end of the day. Just like selling drugs is fast money. Just like selling sex is fast. I mean, you know, selling your body is fast. It's all fast money at the end of the day. And they making a whole bunch of it off of nothing. And that's what that content is. It's nothing. It's garbage. It's, you know, it's no point to even look at it, but it has all the views. It has more views than people who are working hard, producing good content. People that's producing like content that, you know, your kids could watch. You know, and I'm not even gonna act like I'm gonna be making stuff that kids can watch, but at the end of the day, you know, they'll learn more from watching my stuff than they will from watching anybody else. So,
yeah,
you know,
I don't want to cut you off. Before I ask you, Meme, I do want to shout out to the fact that we have actually like people actively talking to the chat, and Bless typed something that I think is very, very important. He typed, the problem with making that statement. This is to my initial statement about the sexualization. So it's not to what Wes said, it's about what I said prior. He said, the problem with making that statement is it's true within all culture. If by saying everyone wants to be a part of the culture, you can say the same thing for German, French, Italian, or British culture. You use a PC, a cell phone, and other tech daily that is created by mostly white nerds. So black culture is just a part of American culture. It's indistinguishable from other countries, right? And I think he's correct on that 100%, because I think it's a double-edged sword, right? A lot of stuff that black people do, that the black culture or the black majority do, in turn becomes full-on American culture, because no matter what, everybody's gonna take bits and pieces of what everybody else is doing, and they're gonna make it into something overall as that product, right? Like, we can say black people, we are sexualizing our content, but so is Brazil. Brazil has some of the most sexualized content. Even their newscasters are sexualized, and etc. You can go to any type of thing, and each culture is kind of sexualizing it. But as black people, because we are directly involved with black culture and black content creation, it's only right that we are able to point out what we're doing, because we can't call out everybody else for what they're doing if we ignore the stuff that we're doing. And go ahead, Wes.
That's all I wanted to say, because it's like, I understand, you know, like where Bless is coming from, but I don't like the mention of that argument, because it's the same thing that gets mentioned when we be on Twitter and we be arguing with people because we calling out issues within the black community. If I sit on Twitter and I call out an issue in the black community and I get, you know, I love Trump 777465, and he's like, I have, you know, Caucasians had that same issue in the Caucasian community. It's like, I'm not talking about the Caucasian community right now. I'm addressing the black community because I'm black, and this is what I can relate to.
Right,
yes,
right.
I'm sure it may be true for every culture, but I'm talking about my culture right now because that is what I am a part of. That's what I have to deal with. I know the same could be true. We understand the sentiment. Two things could be true at once. That's a statement that gets said all the time. We know that. But I'm talking about statement number one is true because I live statement number one. I don't care about statement number two.
Because you are black.
But that's because I am black.
Yeah. And that's a fact. That's
like, I understand it's a problem with every side of YouTube, but the black side is just like bottom of the barrel. It's like, I don't know the word. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That shit, secondhand embarrassment.
No, it's. I get what you're saying, because how come it's like the saying, like the Bible says it. It's like, it's to sum it up, because I'm not going to go into the full scripture, but it talks about you're complaining about a plank of wood in one man's eye, but you have a mote of wood in your own eye, meaning that you're worried about what other cultures are doing and you're trying to use what they're doing as an excuse, but you're ignoring the thing that's happening to you. And so I get it. So Blessed is completely right and you are completely right. Like you said, two things can be true at the same time. And like it's all around just, you know, it's race in general is just a difficult thing. But I want to get to Meme. Meme, how do you feel on the subject of the sexualization of black content? How do you feel about that?
I feel like people, for me, I don't know. I feel like black culture is like overly sexualized, or they just don't do enough to try to like hide it or make it less known. Like a lot, I know a lot of other cultures, they make it less known. Like you gotta go, like you gotta search for it. With black culture, it's just like, oh, it's just there. Like they don't try to hide it. They don't try to like make it less known. They don't try to make it like, oh, adults can find it. No, it's just like anyone can look up anything like for black culture and just see like the perfect, like what you would think is meant for adults. You could just see it wherever you go. Other cultures, they literally try to make it less known about that adult side of that culture, but not for us. That's just how I feel about it.
Okay. Okay. So you feel like for us, it's broadcasted. Like we do.
Yeah, it's just broadcasted.
Right. And then for other cultures, they at least, for the most part, because not every culture, but for the most part, it's there, but it's not the focus. It's there.
Yeah, it's not yeah.
Right.
Like you gotta search for it, or you gotta like literally be wanting to know about that side. It's not the main focus.
Right. Okay. And so, Subiscus, same question to you, brother. How you feel? Like, what do you feel about the sexualization of black content? What do you feel about it?
It sells.
It sells.
That's true. That is true.
Sells.
Well, I mean, honestly, ever since OF came about, and I know everybody can like have access to this stuff right there, but man, don't cover your face now, man.
It was really the downfall of the internet, man. It just
let me go on.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you cook, man.
But ever since OF came off, and then like I said, everybody has access to it. We kind of took that as an advantage of. We don't really gotta work. We just gotta sell, product, promote ourselves. And then we can kind of get that thing going. I mean, like, look how Twitter kind of ended up right now. You go to Twitter right now, and then all you see is booty, yams, all that good stuff. Yeah, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then, and if it sells, it sells. And
that is
true. They don't have the means to stop it. I don't think they want to stop it because, like I said, that gets them money. Money really go around this place. So, like, if everybody else thinks like we're overly sexualize everything, then it's most likely true. Because if you do hop on these social media platforms, majority of them you'll see are black, which is unfortunate. There are some white ones. Obviously, there is some other ethnicities too, but predominantly you'll see it. Black sells, sex sells. It's a good mesh. You really can't get rid of that mesh unless they decide to take said site down. But even if they do, they'll have other ways. They have other sites that they can like promote it to.
Yeah. Okay. I got caught up reading the little chat. They going crazy, but I felt that because at the end of the day, it's like you said, it sells, and that's the main thing is the selling point of it. I feel like the reason why OnlyFans really did the damage it did is because now you added something that was already over sexualized on YouTube and stuff like that, and you put paywall subscriptions behind it, and you also put it as anybody can do it and claim it as a business now. Anybody can go to OnlyFans and say, hey, this is my business. I'm an entrepreneur. This is what I do, blah, 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 blah. And it just amplifies it. So now you have all these people going onto these YouTube channels to do these 20 versus ones. Would you fall in love? Pop the balloon to fall in love. All that. And they show their character. But at the end of the day, they go on there and what do they always look like when they go on these little game shows? Nobody ever comes in with they bummy kicks, they slides. Nobody comes in, none of the females ever come in no casual wear. It's always chicks coming up in they best dresses, they best skirts, they best shoes, makeup, everything done, everything as tight and plump as they can get it. Because at the end of the day, when you look in those bios or those descriptions of those videos, it's the OnlyFans links in there. That's how they market themselves. Because people are looking at these videos like,
Magic City.
Yep, I can't wait. I'm looking at, who this girl here on contestant number 13? Oh, she bad. I wonder if she got her IG in there. And I guarantee you can look up in any of those 20 versus 1 videos, there's always gonna be 100 dudes in there asking for somebody's IG.
Yes.
Every time.
They don't even have to ask, bro. The comments be having it instantly. Yo, what's her ad? What's her ad? What's her Twitter? What's her OF? It's in the comments already. You ain't even gotta ask.
That's a fact. So, final question of the night.
Stop paying for OnlyFans. Go to Reddit. They on Reddit. Don't you
Hold on.
Pay your money.
Let me put my 2 cents in on that one.
Go ahead, Tonbi.
If you want to buy it, do your due diligence and buy it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody stopping you from, I don't know who hopped in here, but you can't stop me. I'm about to say my stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can buy it at your own responsibly. If you don't have the funds, if you about to risk a $15 pay-per-view, don't do it. If you feel like you can go to the gas station and get some gas for your car, you know what I'm saying? Do it responsibly. Don't do it. You know what I mean? Don't act like a child and just put your last dollar in there. Because if you think about it, OF is like, it's like gotcha in a way.
What?
No,
I mean, yes,
OF the game that he's spitting.
He's spitting. No,
I'm not.
think about
No, I'm like,
he's spitting. No, go ahead.
if you think about it, OF is like gotcha. Sometimes you don't know what you're getting, and if you open the wrong one, it's a hit or miss.
That's a fact. No, he's spitting.
Like,
he's spitting.
I mean, this is a censored podcast. It's family friendly, so I can't say what I'm gonna say. But back in the day, I think I really only paid for like 2 OnlyFans. I think it was. I ain't gonna say no names because that's real government. But I got what I paid for, man. If I'm paying for your OnlyFans, I need to see everything. Put it all on the floor. Don't hide nothing from me. I'm trying to see it. That's just how I feel. So, but realistically, the only reason I say that is because it's got to a point like back in the day when you was paying for OnlyFans, people was more genuine with that content too, Tonbi. Like at the end of the day was more genuine. They wasn't overly promoting it. It's like I do it. If you see it and you think I'm attractive, come fuck with me.
And that's
sorry my language. Come mess with me on the OnlyFans. Right
it wasn't
now. Kite seen my Twitter. I was looking at a whole bunch of funny stuff. It was all nice. It was all great. Just a random, just porn right there.
Just blindsided.
I don't know. For some reason, I blame Elon for that because it got worse when he took over. It got way worse when he took over.
Everything got way worse.
Everything got worse.
Yeah.
You can literally be scrolling on Twitter and you will see like 30 porn ads just from a random post. And it's like, that has nothing to do with the post at all. You go scroll down and it's just porn. It's like, where did this come from?
No, that's a fact.
I thought
Alex,
it used to be nice.
Alex jumped in here. That means she has something to say. What did you have to say, babe?
Oh, I was gonna just add the fact that when it comes to the whole black people are being like over sexualized and exploited, nobody ever told us it was wrong.
No.
Nobody ever said it's wrong for black people to do X, Y, and Z until it's time for us to go get a job with the quote unquote regular people, with normal American citizens, whatever the case may be. Nobody told us it was wrong until other cultures or other kids or other people started seeing what we're doing, because we're the line of entertainment, we're the line of just comedy and whatever else people view us as. Nobody ever told us it was wrong.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, they didn't tell us it was wrong until it was they kids that was getting like trying to do it. It's like, hey, look, don't mimic. Look, don't mimic. That's what they tell them about when they watch what black people be doing. Look, enjoy, do not recreate, do not mimic. That's not for you. Let them destroy their lives, because what they're doing is destroying their life. It's the same reason why all your social media accounts should always be private before you interview for anything, any job, big job related, company, office, anything. My accounts is private because my thoughts and opinions is my own. And they will assume that if I get this job at this agency, now all my thoughts and opinion is reflective of the no. Just private your stuff so they can't see what you be doing, see what you be saying, see what you be watching. Because they all nosy. They all nosy, and it's everything is so compromised now. Like, you really can't enjoy nothing without facing repercussions, honestly. And it's unfortunate that it is the way it is.
Yeah, there's no privacy in nothing that you do now. I'm gonna get to the final thing. Everybody get to talk about the Tonbi, I'm gonna let you finish, but I just want to ask. Everybody got to give their point about the sexualization, right? Everybody felt?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
making sure. Tonbi, whatever you was about to say, go ahead, cook, brother.
I like what XO said, where everybody can't be a porn star. I mean, everybody can be anything, but sometimes you just not cut out for it.
It's not for you. Yeah.
It's not for you.
It shouldn't be for anybody.
That's true.
It shouldn't be for anybody. It shouldn't be for anybody, because the same way that we're I mean, I'm speaking as far as how it damages people in general, not just the Black community, but your brain, your mentality, the way you think, the way you act, the way you react to things. It shouldn't be for anybody. The world, we're gonna represent the world the same way that the world got us.
Okay, nah, hold on. I like that point. That is valid, because I'm gonna bring you up. Hold on, 1 second. I'm not holding you.
Yeah, finish your point. And then I'm gonna bring him up.
No, she got a point though. It's just because as much as pornography, like if you're an adult and you do that, that's on you. That's your business, right? Nobody can stop you from doing that. But she does got a point of, just because we are able to create and make this type of content doesn't mean that we should be making this type of content. It's the same concept of, just because you can touch a hot stove and you may not get burned this time, that don't mean you're not gonna get burned the second time. So you shouldn't keep doing it. So pornography is probably the most destructive thing media wise for us, right? Because video games are not going to do the same damage that porn does. I think there was even a study that they said that pornography does the same amount of damage to the brain or the mentality as you doing drugs, because you're constantly giving yourself so much dopamine from trying to get off or have that ecstasy. You're constantly at a high. You're giving yourself so many rushes that it's negatively affecting your brain overall, so that when you finally do have those moments in life where you should have a dopamine, like a happy moment or exhilarating moment, you're numb to it. You're starting to you get what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Like, you're starting to become numb to the things that you should be enjoying because you're oversaturated with that type of enjoyment. Does that make any type of sense?
You're overindulging.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
I'm gonna say one more thing, and then we can invite XO in.
Yeah, go ahead.
PNC.
All right.
Y'all know what PNC. Yeah, y'all know what PNC is. PNC.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
All right.
PNC,
I'm gonna bring X up here, bro. How do I invite to speak? There you go.
Dude.
You can come up here. You should be able to join.
What up?
I apologize if I sound terrible, please.
Nah, you good. You good.
Bro.
No swearing. I got you, bro. I got you. So check me out. Well, I wanted to bounce off of what you just said. I think you're talking more of like a sexual addiction or like a porn addiction than pure consumption. When you start to overstimulate yourself and you give yourself that dopamine constantly, you make it very hard for yourself to be excited later. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're constantly at that 10. So when you're supposed to be at that 10, it's kind of feeling like mid for you. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And going back to the, I forget why I raised my hand. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good, bro. You're good. You're good. You're good.
All right. So it was pretty much like the Black Thought thing. I feel the media presence of Black culture in general has affected the way that we can sell ourselves. There is not that there's a lack of other Black creators and other Black content in general. I think it's just not being highlighted like it is for other races, and the nonsense that we do get promoted is just the baseless, the stuff that makes us look bad, essentially. So I think it's a matter of those who are in control of media and all that being able to spin the narrative however they choose, and they just choose to highlight the negative versus the positive. That, and the fact that it's hard for our own culture to accept anything that isn't what is considered to be like that hot, you know what I mean? Like if it's there's not a lot of Black anime creators out there, because it wasn't until like the last 4 or 5 years that people really started even getting into anime for it to get mainstream, that Black people can be out there expressing themselves. I seen a fight today on Twitter where a kid was literally screaming anime sayings as he's beating this other kid. Bro, it was hilarious. I will post it later. All right, because it's insane. So, bro, exactly. So, I mean, he sounds like Natsu Dragneel the entire time, and he's beating this kid's tail. So, I'm just, to the extent that I think there's a bit more acceptance in just other things, until we can have our own culture accept Black creators making things that aren't just hip-hop or, you know, reality TV show based, it's gonna be hard for us to see more content like that.
Right. No, I like your point. I like your point you made. One thing I want to point out that Bless just said, if you want to read it, Wes, go ahead, you read it.
I'm gonna let you read it. I was just gonna say the black people not gonna be able to move forward until we even get on the same page about everything. We're not on the same page about nothing. And that's why we're not progressing right now as a unit. No, you go ahead and say what you was going to say.
A house divided cannot stand. If you build a house that only has one wall and the other walls are flat laid down, then guess what? The house is going to topple over. Bless said a good thing. He said, I've been in and out the hospital for the last month. I have a medical crap going on with me, so the rest of the world's problems really mean little to me at the moment. It's nothing like illness to make you realize that your health matters more. And that's the reality of it. That's the truth. Your health is the most important thing, but it goes alongside what we're talking about here, whether people realize it or not, is because a lot of this stuff is the content that we're indulging is going to affect us overall, just like how people don't realize it, but because of how TikTok has shaped the content sphere, that we all have to watch content and it has to be 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 13 seconds, or we get bored with it. It's to the point where now I look at content now, I listen to a guy say 5 words and I was like, bro, he ain't getting to the point fast enough. And I swiped on him and I had to really stop and think about it. I'm like, dang, bro, I didn't even give bro a chance to say what he had to say. He could have been completely right. But that's just how it is. It's that mental aspect of it. Now, when it comes down to Black content, if we're not seeing something raunchy, if we're not seeing something ghetto, violent, if we're not seeing something over-sexualized, a lot of good Black content creators just get swept under the rug because we can't, you don't got nothing that's gonna appease my senses. That's why Black content creators do so well with drama channels. That's why the only thing we can really do is like skits. We can do skits very well. Black people got skits on a lock, but everybody's doing skits now. So that's just that. But I want to get to the last question, and then that's the end of it all, and then we gonna wrap it up. And if we do end up having this conversation after, just because we end the recording, don't mean the conversation has to stop. I'll probably do off the record recording where everybody can just speak their mind freely. But last thing, what would you change about Black YouTube as a whole? One major thing you can change to impact it all. What is the one thing you would want to change? And Wes, go ahead, start it off. Take your time if you need to.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I am so far removed from the Black community as a whole. I probably wouldn't change anything at all. I would kind of just let it be how it be and let the foundation internally self-destruct. Because the thing is, if you try to change something, just like when I made that asthma goal video, it's like you get rid of one problem, they just gonna create another one and another one and another one. It's like
Right.
even if I got rid of every 20v1 YouTuber, even if I got rid of every garbage black content creator that was just making bottom of the barrel tier content, it's gonna be a new thing to come up. It's gonna be, some new trend to come up, some new fad to come up. I mean, we ain't even touch on the lifestyle influencers. You remember the corny stuff the black dude was doing? Blood started the video with him in the shower, tripod set up, butt naked in the shower, and now tripod in the kitchen as he going to go to the store, go to Target, tripod set while he pull his car in, that he got to set it up to get out of his car. Corny. It's just corny stuff.
He posted one with his daughter yesterday. I ain't gonna lie, that one was kind of head. We gave him a pass for the month.
So it's like it's always sometimes every time there's some corny stuff going on, black people always at the forefront, and it's like I can't beat these allegations. I can't keep fighting these allegations, bro. I beat and argue with the whole world trying to defend myself from, excuse my language, from the stuff that other people before me have done. It's like that's why I only be focused on myself, and obviously the people in this call and the people with my the community, like, because I can't defend this, bro. I can't defend this, and I can't beat these allegations, because every time it's some corny stuff or some trend going on, we always at the forefront of it, good or bad. And the same thing with the media. The media is always going to be race wars, because it's always going to be black people versus every other person in the comments arguing about X, Y, and Z and why we don't get along. And it's like, it's deep. It is that deep, but everybody in here got friends of another race. So we know not everybody is racist, but the people on Twitter, they definitely racist. I think it's people who not even racist getting paid to promote racism with these, these default accounts. I swear to you, it's something deeper than going on than what we know. But me personally, I wouldn't change anything about the way the black side of YouTube is. I let it implode, and I let the real stand the testament of good content. That's what I do.
Okay. No,
Can I counter his point?
Let me get through the
Absolutely.
last.
I'm a pause.
Then you're good. No, you're good though. We still go. You got time. I just want to make sure we get to these last 2 points, and then we'll do your point, and then whatever people have to say after that, that's what we'll end it off. We're still under an hour, so we're doing good. Everybody's good. May, brother, go ahead, man.
Yo,
what is one thing that you would change about black YouTube, if you would change anything?
me personally, I kind of agree with Wes. I feel like one thing about black people, me included, y'all included, y'all might disagree. We're all ignorant. At the end of the day, black people are ignorant. And it would take a lot more effort than I feel like anybody is willing to put in to really make a change in black YouTube. So at this point, I just feel like if you really want to just be different, just be different. If that means you have to not be considered with the black YouTube community, do that. If it makes you happy, if you're making success, if you don't have all of that drama that comes with the black YouTube community behind it, be different. And that's just how I feel. Don't put your effort into trying to change the black community. Just be different and have a community of your own. That's how I feel about it.
Okay. No, that's valid. Some biscuits. How you feel, brother? One thing you would change, if you would change anything.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you want to fix it, change your seasoning. Everybody's using salt and pepper. Put some cayenne, put some paprika, put some lemon pepper, orange.
That originality.
You know what I mean? The originality. There's too many. There's a lot of salt. Y'all moving like white people when it comes to cooking, man. I don't like that. Y'all take chicken straight out the package, flapping on the pan, no seasoning. Y'all need to switch it up. Y'all have to switch it up. It's getting crazy out here. So for the ones that are switching it up, bravo to them. For the other ones, that side of the black YouTube, y'all gotta switch it up. There's no reason why I should be seeing these little age ugly rappers trying to tackle 20 women. I don't care about that. But there are some people that do care about that, and I can't change it. The only really way this is gonna change is when we all get smoked.
What?
We all gonna get
know. You know, I'm a fan of that sentiment. Me and Tonbi, we one and the same.
That's not
We
where
all
we
have-
going with
we-
this.
I-
Stop. Stop. We're
Huh?
not going.
Stop.
We're
We
not
all
going
get smoked, bro.
Hey, bro.
Stop.
The cycle
Man.
gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going because you know how it is, bro. An empire don't last. This is not gonna last.
It's not.
I mean,
gonna last.
you got to keep it stacked.
They
up,
gonna
like,
get. They gonna
Stop.
get smoked. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but like it's gonna get smoked, bro.
I mean, outside
all I have
of
to
the,
say,
from
bro.
a realistic standpoint, outside of the gloomy stuff, he right. And until the world end, it's gonna keep being vicious because you know, as soon as we gone, the people after us is gonna be even worse than us. And I don't even think you could top us, but I guarantee you they will. They're gonna be way worse than us.
The mantle is gonna get picked up. And you know how they do. You know, if the mantle get picked up, they gonna spin it. It's gonna be way worse because for some reason, every generation that comes up, it just ends up worse. Even at
And
my
we pretty
job right
bad
now,
now.
I got a 17-year-old. I know she don't. It's over.
That's a future leader. That's a future politician.
That's the future. That's what I'm saying. So like,
Mm.
I know it's kind of like on the gloomy side, but like it's just gonna keep going until like, you know,
No, I
until
feel
like
like
Westside it implodes and stuff like that. So
I'm gonna let EXO and Alex say their last little thing, and then we gonna pack it up. I think it's been a productive episode. EXO, you got the floor, brother.
Appreciate you, fam. So, I mean, I just wanted to, since y'all ended up sharing the sentiment, I'm gonna kind of counter Wes with, rather than letting it implode, I really believe that all you would have to do is spotlight the creators that are out there doing something different. Spotlight the different, bro. Give them the stage, give them the highlight, put them on a YouTube feed, like the main feed or something. Put them on the For You page of like everybody on the right side of the goddamn country. Oh, I'm sorry, on the right side of the country. You know what I mean? Like you kind of just. The idea is to expose people to more, to show them more. Think about how you ended up being in the place that you are. Somebody at some point you discovered anime. You know what I mean? Somebody put you on the video games. The things that would not necessarily have. I don't think everybody would necessarily associate with black culture in general, but you found a way to do something that was different or that you just were happy with. At the end of the day, it took you being exposed to that. And I think we need to highlight more of that, or the different content, more of the stuff that we want to see rather than the stuff that we don't. Unfortunately, it just seems like we're forced to, is being like shoved down our throats because that's just what they want us to see. Also, your thing about the attention span, it should be studied, the effect of TikTok on people's attention span. It is
Right.
insane. I
Mhm.
actively avoid it, but if I told you that I haven't been watching YouTube videos at 1.5 for years, bro, part of that is my ADHD. Also, is just sometimes it feels like people don't know how to edit and move really slow, so I speed it up. That being said, I can absolutely see the thing with the short attention span because it is insane. Sometimes I have to catch myself really having to slow down because vapid entertainment constantly with just we're inundated with information and content on a regular basis. At any point in time, it's available to us on the toilet, in the bathroom, wherever we are.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of, it's affecting us in a way that I think we're not gonna really quite know just how bad until it really slaps us in the face a few years down the line. You know what I mean? Like maybe like a generation or so. But I think that's further beyond the scope of what we're talking about in YouTube space. I wanted to get back with what he was saying about Kim. I mean, I want to echo your point of being yourself and being original, I think it's incredibly important, because otherwise everything just feels the same. Like he said with salt and pepper, if everybody's got the same seasoning, like what's even the point? It's all the same. So if you want it to be different, I think we have to highlight it. But there are those that are doing different things. They're just not getting the spotlight. They're not getting the views or the attention that they probably deserve. That's my piece.
Okay. My lovely wife, do you have anything else you want to end off on? You have anything else you want to say?
I agree with everybody's statements and how they feel. I personally, if I had the chance or the opportunity to change Black YouTube as a whole,
right,
I would start off with how we treat each other first. Because at the end of the day, we're all that we have.
Right.
Because the world beats us up and berates us so much, and we are constantly looked down upon from other people and all that. It's hard to know what you're doing right in the world when the world is always telling you that you're doing something wrong, and even by your own people. There's a difference between telling somebody with love, like, hey, like, I don't think you should do this, that, X, Y, and Z. And I know it starts with baby steps. Not everybody's going to be receptive to wanting to hear what somebody has to say. But if we could sit here and let the world beat us down all day, every day, then I don't think it's going to hurt for us to come together at some point to agree to disagree, but move forward, take accountability for the things that we have control over, the things that we don't have control over, and let's fix it. Networking is a big part of YouTube and content creation as a whole. And if you sever those bridges and those ties before you even get a chance to cross them, who do you have left to ask for help or to look up to or aspire to be, or whatever the case may be? And it doesn't have to be the Black culture. It could be anybody outside of the Black culture.
I felt that. Okay. Everybody got their piece. I want to shout out to EXO for joining on. Even he wasn't planned, but you know what? He gave us actually some good insight. I'm actually glad he jumped in. If he jumps in again when we do another episode, I'm more than welcome him to jump in. Just like I thank you, my wife, for jumping in. But I also want to shout out to Blessed and Odin for being in the chat. Blessed has been spitting knowledge the entire time he's been in the chat. Shout out to Seven, he just now joined. Make sure you check out 2G1A7's music. He's valid. We're gonna end the podcast here. If everybody still has something to say, then I will record more. That way people can be as open and transparent with what they want to say, and we will let that be. Do you want that for low decibels, West? The raw conversation? Would you like that for your?
I don't know. I gotta see what I really want to do with low decibels. So we could scrap that for now. But if you want to do it off the record, you can keep it. If everybody's still trying to talk about the topic, okay. And you could chop that stuff up into pieces, clips, whatever. That's fine.
So that will be an off the record. I want to thank you guys. Shout out to he said KiteZz Majestic. I appreciate you, gang. Hey, shout out to all my 2G1A family. I shout out to Blessed, all the people that even just sat in here. Shout out Dura. I know you sick, my boy. Get well. And thank you guys for tuning in to Life Lessons and Blessings Season 2. We're gonna actually try to get past 7 episodes this time. Last time we stopped at 7. Let's try to double it. Let's try to get like 14. You feel me? Hey, love y'all. Hey, y'all be easy, man. All right.